Hello, I'm Richard. Welcome to Tutors Jamaica. Today I'll be doing another video in my algebra series, and today we'll be looking at simultaneous equation or simultaneous equation depending on where you're from. You might pronounce that word different. This video is brought to you by Dam Howell, and yeah, so give thanks to her. This was a personal request from her to get this particular video. So when you're finished watching this video, you should be able to solve simultaneous equations, right? If you have not watched my video on transposition, you need to go and watch that so you have an idea how to solve simple equations, because you must be able to solve simple equations before you can go ahead and solve simultaneous equations. So yes, so let's begin the lesson. So what is a simultaneous equation? Well, a simultaneous equation is equation involving two or more unknowns that have to be the same value in each equation, right? So that's a simultaneous equation. So it's the same value or simultaneously the value here as it is there. So simultaneous equation. Now, as I said before, you might need to go and watch my previous video on transposition first before you continue here, because I will not be going over how to solve equation in detail, simple equation in detail. This will specifically be about simultaneous equations. So what are the methods to solving a simultaneous equation? Well, there are two methods. There is substitution, and of course there is elimination. So these two methods. So what is the substitution method? The substitution method involves three steps basically. Solve for one of the variable, substitute or plug in the expression that we get into the other equation and solve. Substitute the value into the original equation to find the corresponding value. So and you'll get into what all of that means in this video. So I prefer the substitution method, but that's just for me. Sometimes the elimination method might be easier or might be more favorable, but most of the time I end up using the substitution method. So what is the elimination method? So in the elimination method, you either add or subtract the equation to get an equation in one variable, meaning you get an equation that only has one variable. So when the coefficient of one variable are the same but opposite, you add the equation to eliminate that variable. And when the coefficient of one variable are equal, the signs are equal, then you need to subtract to eliminate one variable, right? So this method, this elimination method, is also very important, and sometimes it works faster depending on the equation. So yeah, let's get into a few examples of these simultaneous equations. So an example of a simultaneous equation is 2x plus y equal 10, 3x minus y equal 10. So what we are saying is that x, the value of x and the value of y are supposed to be the same in both equations. Because let's look at 2x plus y equal 10. 2x can be a half. 2x can be 5. And then y will be equal to 0. But because it's a simultaneous equation, meaning that both of them have the same value, then we have to find a pair of number for which both equation has to be true, right? So that is what we're going to do. Another example, 3x plus y equals 13, 5x minus 2y equals 7. And that's the second example that we're going to work, example 2. And our final example for today, 2x plus 4y equals 10, 2x plus y equals 4. And we're just going to jump right in, and we're going to solve equation example 1 using the substitution method. So let me show you. So firstly, we have our equation, 2x plus y equals 10. 2x minus y is equal to 20. So first, we have to make either x or y the subject. Then we're going to substitute the value into the other equation, solve for the unknown, substitute the value in the other equation, any of the equation, and then solve for the other unknown. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're looking at example 1, so we start with our equations. So let's make y the subject of equation 1 in this example. And the reason is simple. Y has a coefficient of 1, meaning that y will be by itself. And in equation 1, it's positive, while in equation 2, it's negative. So it would be easier to just use the positive term, right? So it would just be way easier, way simpler to make y the subject of the formula. So 2x plus y equals 10. So we say y is equal to 10 minus 2x. And if you don't understand what's going on there, you need to go back and watch my video on transposition. Because once you understand transposition, you'll understand what just took place. So we just took the 2x, and because it's positive on one side of the equation, it goes over the equal sign, it changes sign, so it now becomes negative. So very simple stuff once you watch that video. So now we're going to substitute y for 10 minus 2x in equation 1. So in equation 2 actually. So 3x minus y equals 10. So we replace y with 10 minus 2x. So we get 3x minus, open bracket, 10 minus 2x, close bracket, equal 10. So let's continue to look at this example. Alright. So as we said, 3x minus 10 minus 2x equal 10. Okay, cool. So first we expand what's in the bracket, and we get 3x minus 10 plus 2x, because the minus sign is multiplying everything in the bracket, right? So that's why the 10 now becomes negative, and the plus, negative times negative, gives you a positive. So now we end up with 5x, because 2 plus 3 is 5, minus 10. So the 10 goes over the equal sign, it's negative over one side. When it goes over, it becomes positive. So 10x is equal to 10 plus 10, or 5x is equal to 20, as you can see on screen. Follow on screen. So x is equal to 20 divided by 5, because we have to divide both sides by 5 to get rid of the 5. So x is equal to 4. And if you're not following, you need to go and watch my video on transposition, and you'll get a better understanding of what's going on. So now that we know that x is equal to 4, what can we do? We can now solve for y. So we say if x is equal to 4, then substitute x for 4 in equation 2. We can use any equation, but we're going to use equation 2. The 3x minus y equals 10. So what we end up with is 3 times 4 minus y equals 10. So we end up with 12 minus y equals 10. So we end up with minus y equals 10 minus 12. So what we end up with is y is equal to minus 2. and we multiply throughout by -1 or divide throughout by -1, whichever way you want to look at it, to get rid of the negative sign, right? So whatever we do on one side, we have to do it on the other side. So we end up with positive y and positive 2. So once you've gotten an answer, the next thing that you need to do is you need to check your answer. So if 2x equals 4, so if x equals 4 and y equals 2, then we need to test and see if it's true. So we go back to original equation. 2x plus y equals 10. 3x minus y equals 10. So let's use equation 1. So 2 open bracket 4, 2 times 4 plus 2 is equal to 10. Let's see if that's true. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. Let's see if that's true. 10 is equal to 10. And once you get the same value on both sides of the equation, then you're okay, you're good. But if you get different number, then you know that you made either error in math or an error in procedural error, but some error was made. So let's look at the same example one, but this time we'll be using the elimination method. So our equation 2x plus y equals 10, 3x minus y equals 10. So let's see how we will solve this. We need to multiply or divide our both one or both equation to ensure that the coefficient of at least one term is the same. It can be negative as long as the magnitude is the same. And as you can observe here, the coefficient of y in both cases is 1, because when we don't write 1y. So once there's no number, then we know that the coefficient is 1. But they are the same magnitude, and they are different symbols. One is positive, one is negative. So we need to add or subtract one equation from the other, such that we get a new equation that has one term eliminated. So in order to do this in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to have to add. So let's solve the equation. Use the solution in one equation. So once we've eliminated one, we're going to need to solve the equation. So we're going to use the solution in one. The other equation to solve for the other unknown. Right? So let's look at how we do that. So let's go ahead and do this. So the first thing we're going to do is, since y has the same magnitude, let's eliminate it. It's simple, right? So since the signs are different, we're going to add them. So 2x plus y equals 10 plus 3x minus y equals 10. So what we end up with is 5x is equal to 20, because positive x cancel negative x. So let us look at this. We have a new equation. 5x is equal to 20. So let's solve for x. So 5x is equal to 20. So x is equal to 20 divided by 5. So x is equal to 4. So once we have had x is equal to 4, if we know x is equal to 4, then we substitute x for 4 in equation 1. So 2x plus y equal 10. So 2, 4 plus y equal 10. So 8 plus y equal 10. So y is equal to 10 minus 8. So y is equal to 2. And of course, we can we now know that that x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 2. So let's test to see if it's true. 2x plus y equal 10. 3x minus y equal 10. So let's say 3 times 4 minus 2 is equal to 10. So we get 12 minus 2 is equal to 10. So we get 10 is equal to 10. If we did not get 10 is equal to 10, or if we didn't get the same amount on both sides, then that would mean that there is an error in math, or there's an error in procedure. So in this case we have no errors, and we can continue to the next example. So we're going to solve example 2, but this time we'll be using the substitution method. So I'll be giving you a chance to solve this one. So it's 3x plus y equals 13, and 5x minus 2y equals 7. So first one, give me just take some time and try this one out for yourself, and I'll see you in a bit. Pause the video if you want more time, and let me know what answer you got in the comments below. Okay, so let's work example 2 using substitution. So 3x plus y equals 13, 5x minus 2y equals 7. So let's do the more difficult part now. So this is substitution. So we're going to do the more difficult part. Now, when you're doing math, you should always do the easiest part and the part that you're most comfortable with, right? No need to go outside, trying to do the most difficult way, because it will not be more accurate. It will be the same amount. It will be just as accurate. The reason why we're going to go and use a more difficult part is to show you what you would need to do should in case you got a one that was not straightforward, so you'd be able to still handle yourself. So let's make x the subject of equation 2. So let's do that. So equation 2 says 5x minus 2y equals 7. 5x, so we get 5x is equal to 7 plus 2y. So x is equal to 7 plus 2y all over 5. And this is going to be a very interesting one, so I want you to pay attention. Now we're going to substitute x in equation 1. So let's go ahead and do that. So we know that x is equal to 7 plus 2y all over 5. So equation 1 says 3x plus y equals 13. So 3 open bracket 7 plus 2y all over 5 close bracket plus y equals 13. So 21 plus 6y all over 5 plus y equals 13. So we are going to split up 21 plus 6y all over 5. And this rule in math is called the distribution rule. So like a half plus a half is 2 halves, or 2. So 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 is 2 over 2, right? You understand? 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 is 2 over 2. 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3 is 2 over 3, right? So you can always separate that. So you can always say 1 over 3 plus 1 over 3. It doesn't make a difference. So that's what's happening in this case. We're just separating 21 plus 6y over 5. And we're separating it into 21 over 5 plus 6y over 5. There's no violation. just so you understand. So the next thing, when we work that out, we end up with 4.2 plus 1.2y plus y equal 30. And don't worry, it looks a bit scary, but don't worry, we'll get to our answer soon enough. What we end up with is 2.2y is equal to 13 minus 4.2. If you don't understand what just took place, you need to go and watch my video on transposition. So basically we took the 4.2 over the equal sign. It's positive on one side, so when it goes over, it becomes negative. And we added the y, the 1.2y and the y together, and that's how we are here where we are now. So let's finish solving this equation. So 2.2y is equal to 13 minus 4.2, right? So let's look at the next step. What we end up with is 2.2y is equal to 8.8. So we divide both sides by 2.2y. What we end up with is y is equal to 8.8 divided by 2.2. And what we get is y is equal to 4. Right? So we're continuing. So we know that y is equal to 4. Right? So let's substitute y equal 4 in equation 2. And what we end up, equation 2 says 5x minus 2y is equal to 7. So 5x minus 2 times 4 is equal to 7. So what we end up with is 5x minus 8 is equal to 7. So what we end up with is 5x is equal to 7 plus 8. So what we end up with is 5x is equal to 15. So x is equal to 15 divided by 5. That's a typo. So x is equal to 3. So let's check and see what's happening. So y is equal to 4 and x is equal to 3. So let's confirm it using equation 1. So equation 1 says 3x plus y is equal to 13. So 3 times 3 plus 4 is equal to 13. So 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. So 13 is equal to 13. And once you've seen the same thing on both sides, then you know that you are doing something right. If you see different things on both sides, then you've either made a math error or you've made a procedural error, but some error. Okay, so let's look at the same example, but this time we'll be using the elimination method. So give it a try. Let me know what you did in the comments below, and I'll see you shortly. So the equation is 3x plus y is equal to 13 and 5x minus 2y is equal to 7. So just take 20 seconds. If you need more time, then pause the video and I'll be going to try. Okay, so back to this example. So 3x plus y equals 13, 5x minus 2y is equal to 7. So we must get both equations to have at least one coefficient that is of equal magnitude. So to do this, we have to multiply. So 3x plus y is equal to 13. 5x minus 2y is equal to 7. And what you're actually going to need is the LCM, lowest common multiple. You're going to need the LCM. Because, for example, with x has 3 and x has 5. So we'd have to find the lowest common multiple. which in this case would actually be 15. So then we'd have 3 and whatever. So we'd have 3 and 5. But let's say this was 2. Alright, let's say this was 3. I'm trying to see. Say one was, let's say, not finding any numbers that work. One was like, say, 6 and 2. No, that wouldn't work. Let's say 6 and 9. Yeah, so that's perfect. 6 and 9, for example. We would need to multiply both one equation by 6 and one equation by 9. We wouldn't. If we use the LCM, the lowest common multiple of 6 and 9 is 18. So 9 into 18 goes 2 times. So the equation with 9 in it, we'd have to multiply that by 2. And 6 into 18 goes 3 times. So the equation with the 6 would multiply 3 times, if you understand. So you'd use the lowest common multiple. Please do not multiply, especially when they're smaller multiples, because you're going to get large numbers. When you use smaller numbers, you are more accurate. It's easy for your brain to deal with. When you're using larger number, when you deliberately use large number, then you are going to run into math errors and sometimes procedural errors. So just to make you aware of that. So if we want to eliminate y, for example, we must multiply equation 1 by 2. That's because the LCM of 1 and 2 is 2, and multiplying by 1 is the same as not multiplying. So we multiply, so we get 2 open bracket 3x plus y equal 13, and we get the equation 6x plus 2y equal 26. And I hope you see that 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 13 is 26. Alright, so now we are ready to add. Since the signs are opposite, we're going to add both equations. Now, so 5x minus 2y is equal to 7, plus 6x plus 2y is equal to 26. Now I want to point out that the only reason why we can add and write it down like this is because both equations are in the same format. So it's ax plus or minus by equals c. And I know that sounds a bit complicated, but all it's saying is that you have the x term, then some multiplication sign, some addition or subtraction sign, and then you have the y term, then you have equal, and then you have a constant. And as long as both of them are like that, then we can just add. However, should they be in different, for example, if the y was on the other side of the equation, we'd have to get all of it, we'd have to get them in the same format, meaning looking the same way. So we need to transpose, we need to do some transposition. So you need to go and watch my video on transposition, and once you've done that and gotten both of them in the same, looking very similar, then you can go ahead and add them. So let's go ahead and add these. Right, so we end up with 11x is equal to 33, because 2x plus 2x cancels minus 2x. So we're going to now solve for x. So 11x is equal to 33. So x is equal to 33 divided by 11. So x is equal to 3. So still using the elimination method, we know that x is equal to 3. So let's substitute it in equation 3, because that's we can use any one of the equations. Equation 3 now is the new equation that we have just generated by multiplying. So right, so we have that equation, so we can use it. So let's do that. So 6x plus 2y equal 26. So we can use that equation. We can use any one of the equations. So 6 times 3 plus 2y equal 26. So we know that 18 plus 2y equal 26. So we know that 2y equal 26 minus 18. So we know that 2y is equal to 8. So we know that y is equal to 8 divided by 2. So take a good look at what's going on. If you've seen my video on transposition, you should not have a problem following. So we know that y is equal to 4. So of course we know that x is equal to 3, y is equal to 4. So let's check and see if we are correct. So let's use this equation. 5x minus 2y is equal to 7. So 5 times 3 minus 2 times 4 is equal to 7. So we get 15 minus 8 is equal to 7. So we get 7 is equal to 7. And once both sides are saying the same thing, then we know that we are on the right path. So how do we decide which method to use? So this is very important. This is a very important part of this lesson. So let's look at this example 3 now. 2x plus 4y is equal to 10. 2x plus y is equal to 4. Right? So when we look at this example, since we have 2x in both equations, we could easily eliminate it by subtracting one from the other. Getting a positive coefficient for y in the resulting equation would be easier. So we would subtract equation 2 from equation 1, right? So looking at this, the easiest way would be to just eliminate x, because the coefficient is already the same and we wouldn't have to do anything else. All we would have to do is just bam, subtract, and we're gone clear. Now if we wanted to eliminate y, we'd need to multiply equation 2 by 4 to ensure that the coefficients are the same, right? So that's an extra step, so we wouldn't go that route. The easiest way would just be to eliminate 2x. So that would not be eliminating y would not be a wise path. So what about if we look at the same equation, 2x plus 4y equal 10 and 2x plus y equals 4. So if we are more comfortable with substitution, we could easily make y the subject of equation 2, since the coefficient is already 1. We could make it x. If we were to do that using equation 1, it would be more ideal, since it would prevent us from having to deal with fraction, right? So, but I've already shown you how you can utilize fraction. So that's how you go about making a decision process. So we're going to use both methods to solve and see how easy it is. But when you're deciding which method, you should use, as I said before, the method that you're most comfortable with and the method that is most easy, especially in an exam where time is limited. If they don't specify a method, then you should probably use the one that looks easiest to you. So 2x plus 4y equals 10, and of course 2x plus y equals 4. So give this equation a try, and I'll be with you in 20 seconds. Okay, so let's look at the example 3 using the substitution method. So 2x plus 4y equals 10. 2x plus y equals 4. So let's make y the subject of equation 2. Right? Because we're not going to go difficult here. So we end up with 2x plus y equals 4. So y is equal to 4 minus 2x. Now, if we know that y is equal to 4 minus 2x, let's substitute that in equation 1. So what we end up with is 2x plus 4y equals 10. So 2x plus 4 times 4 minus 2x is equal to 10. Okay, cool. So follow on screen. So what we end up with is 2x plus 16 is equal minus 8x is equal to 10. So we're going to group them. I'm just grouping them so you can better visualize what's going on. So what we end up with is minus 6 plus 16 is equal to 10. So minus 6 is equal to 10 minus 16. So minus 6x is equal to minus 6. So what we end up with is x is equal to minus 6 divided by minus 6, or x is equal to 1. So now that we know x is equal to 1, let's substitute that in our equation. So 2x plus y equals 4. So 2 times 1 plus y equals 4. So 2 plus y equals 4. So y is equal to 4 minus 2. So y is equal to 2. And therefore we know that x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. So let's check to see if our answer is correct. 2x plus y equals 4. So 2 times 1 plus 2 is equal to 4. We are actually correct, right? So once you see 4 on both sides of the equation, we know that we are good. So we're gonna go on to now the elimination method. So I'm gonna give you 20 seconds. Pause the video if you must, and try it. Let me know how it goes in the comments below, and I'll show you how to do this using the elimination method. So what we have is 2x plus 4y equals 10, 2x plus y equals 4. So just go ahead and do that now. Okay, so let's look at this using the elimination method. So let's start with our equation. 2x plus 4y equals 10. 2x plus y equals 4. So we're going to eliminate the 2x. Alright, so eliminating 2x would be easier. So we're not going to go that way. We're not going to do that today. Okay, we're going to show you the more difficult part is not the part you should take. We're just showing you in case you get a more difficult equation, you can handle yourself. So this is not the part that you should be taking or looking to take. This part that we're going to show you is just so you can handle more difficult equations, right? To be clear, you should always choose the method that is easier unless told to use a specific method. Unless you are told to use a specific method, use the method that's easiest, right? Using a more difficult method does not ensure a better result. The result will be the same. So don't make things hard on yourself by using a more difficult method. Use the method that you are more comfortable with and the method that is easier. Right, so let's go. So 2x plus 4y equals 10, and we know that 2x plus y equals 4. So firstly, let's make the coefficient of y equal, since y is what we are going to be eliminating. To do this, we multiply equation 2 by 4, because the LCM of 4 and 1 is 4. And multiplying equation 1 by 1 is the same as not multiplying. So 4 open bracket 2x plus y equals 4. So let's see what that gives us. That gives us 8x plus 4y equals 16. So now that we have that, we want to work with positives. So we're going to take the larger from the smaller, meaning 8 x plus 4y equal 16 minus 2x plus 4y equal 10. Now the minus sign is for everything at the bottom, so everything at the bottom is become switch signs. So this 2x become minus 2x, this plus 4 becomes plus 4y becomes minus 4y, this 10 becomes minus 10. So just so you follow, the minus sign is for everything at the bottom. What we end up with is 6x is equal to 6. Right? So let's solve for x. So 6x is equal to 6. So x is equal to 6 divided by 6, or x is equal to 1. So now that we know that x is equal to 1, now let's solve for y using equation 3. Again, you can use any one of the equations. You can use equation 1, you can use equation 2. We're just going to use equation 3 to show you that it doesn't matter which one of the equations you choose. So 8x plus 4y equals 16. So 8 times 1 plus 4 times y equals 16. Right? So we get 8 plus 4y equals 16, which is saying 4y is equal to 16 minus 8. So 4y is equal to 8. So y is equal to 8 over 4. So y is equal to 2. Right? So we know that x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. So let's check to see that we are correct. So we're going to use equation 2. So 2x plus 4y equals 10. Let's see. 2 times 1 plus 4 times 2 is equal to 10. So 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. So 10 is equal to 10. And as long as we are getting the same thing on both sides of the equation, it means that our math is right and our procedure is right. If we are getting something that's different on both sides of the equation, then there's either a math error or a procedural error. I encourage you to join the class. I'll be doing more topics. If there's a topic that you'd like me to cover, be sure to leave it in the comments below. If there's something that you did not understand, be sure to leave it in the comments below. You can also send us an email. I'll soon give you the email address, or you can telephone us or WhatsApp us, and we'll try and assist you as best as possible. So join the class. The class ID for Maths Grade 9 is NSIGA 5P, as you can see on screen. So right,
so
ID, so the
private lessons are available,
as I showed you in my previous video, and use that ID and you get into our math class. I have put an assignment that is due on October 7th.
The email address is on screen. WhatsApp us for a quicker response. Right.
So you can contribute by sending us flow credit to the numbers on screen. You can send us funds via MyCash. That's the statutory MyCash card using the phone number as indicated, and this information will also be in the comments below. You can send us funds via Western Union. The detail is on screen. You can call us for further details. But one of the main contributions that I need from you right now is for you to subscribe. Right? Share the link with the persons you know it will help. Like this video, view this video, watch the video in its entirety, and of course comment, let me know what is going on. Of course I do this using mobile data, which is why I'm asking for the credit. Yeah, right.
So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, the link to the document used in this video will be in the description below, so you can download it and look at it for yourself.